Well, first of all, glad to get that one over with. We can't load the buses up soon enough, I'm telling you. Good football team that we just played. Really hats off to NC State. Man, that team, they fought the entire 4 quarters. Very impressed with some of the things that they were doing to create some problems for us. I can't say enough about them. I really feel like that team's going to win a bunch of games this year. We're very fortunate to hang in there, find a way to win. Proud of our guys. Really proud of our guys. I mean, goal is to be 3-0 right now, and that's where we are. Got 9 more to go, and our formula doesn't change. We'll go back to work. Guys will get a couple nice days off where they actually don't have to practice. We didn't have an off weekend this past weekend. I know everybody thinks we did, but we practiced. But they'll actually have some off time this weekend, and looking forward to them getting that. But it's good to get a good conference win, good division win. And, I don't think you ever know everything about your team until you really go on the road. And especially when you go to a place like this where there's a passionate fan base and there's some adversity, and you gotta battle through it. And I'm really proud of our guys for how they competed for 4 quarters. Special teams, we talked about all 3 phases coming together tonight, and I think we had some huge contributions from all 3 phases. And that's the mark of a good team. I mean, good teams find different ways to win, and throughout the course of the season. And I think you saw that tonight. I mean, our special teams were huge. Catanzaro set the all-time record for scoring in Clemson history. We won by 12, I think. Was it 12? Won by 12, and he had 8 of those points. So every one of those points was critical. I mean, just huge. So really proud of Catman, especially when you think back to where he started. And a lot of y'all were in a lot of those press conferences, and I can remember after the season, kind of that post-press conference after that 2009 season 2010 season, which was his freshman year. It seemed like every game we lost by like 3 points, and he had such a difficult freshman year. And I can remember making the statement, you know what, we're going to go sign a kicker because it's my job to address the need. But, man, I believe in this kid, and I think he's going to end up being one of the most consistent guys we've had. And that's exactly what he's done. And I tip my hat to that guy. What a competitor, and just money, just clutch. So Catanzaro was huge for us. I thought Pinion just continues to do his job, pinning them deep. Made some timely punts for us. Offensively, we just missed some plays in the first half. I mean, very disappointing with we had 2 or 3 scoring opportunities that we didn't convert on, and just missed them. Just that simple. I thought that we had a good game plan. I was pleased with how we were able to run the ball, and but just disappointed with kind of some execution in the first half. Especially right out of the gate, giving up a couple sacks early. But we cleaned it up and They battled hard and got it to the second half, and then we ended up coming alive. And Taj ended up throwing 3 touchdowns, a couple of huge plays to Martavis. So proud of that. I thought all of our backs ran hard. Our offensive line took the game over. And when we had to run the ball, when everybody knew we had to run the ball, we were able to run the ball. And I thought our depth in the offensive line showed up tonight. It's one of the things that I've talked about that we were going to need throughout this season. And, Gift got dinged up, was kind of out of it. So he's Shaq came in there, did a heck of a job. Battle got in there, did a heck of a job. Kalen. So you saw some of that depth show up, and that's really critical as we progress through this season. And defensively, let me just tell you, it's great to win on defense. I thought our defense was the difference in the game. They were tremendous all the way until 3:54 in the game when we had like 10 4th down conversions in a row or something. But you know what? They just kept loading up and playing defense. They presented some very, very difficult challenges formationally. How they were releasing guys into the patterns. And again, I thought our defense did a great job. Vic Beasley was all over the field, 3 sacks, tip balls. Shaq Lawson, 3 tackles for loss. I think we had 5 sacks. I mean, it all starts up front. I thought our defensive line outside of a couple of spots really played very, very good. Stephon Anthony made a few huge plays. Spencer Shuey, a couple of great tackles. I thought our guys on the back end played with great confidence. They competed hard. And really, like I said, the defense gave us a chance to win the game, especially when the offense was not clicking early on. But a couple of dumb mistakes out there that we got to learn from. Like staying in bounds. Right, game could have been over right there. That was a critical mistake. Very disappointed in Isaiah Battle. Man, that can't ever happen. Really, really disappointed. That's not Clemson, and that's a lesson for every one of those guys in there. That was something we talked a lot about in the locker room. That's disappointing. And but I will say this: he took ownership. He apologized immediately. He apologized to the team, and that won't happen again. I can assure you. But was something we'll have to deal with right now. But proud of the guys. Again, we'll move on from this one, learn from it. I think it's a great opportunity for us to continue to grow. We'll get back home next week, back in division, stay in the conference with Wake Forest. Look forward to being home and just trying to do everything we can to try to get to 4-0. That's the objective.
Martavis got off kind of a rocky start this season, and especially with Sharon out, it had to be nice to see him come up with those big catches in the second half.
Yeah, he just, he had a rough first game, and but nobody was panicking. He came back and had a great game against South Carolina State, and then tonight was awesome. He had one bobbled ball on the sideline where he instead of just feeling the sideline with his kick drag technique, he was trying to look up and down, and because he knew the sideline was close. But what a great game! Just a tremendous game. Great throw by Taj on the corner route, and then the fade ball was a well-placed ball, but Martavis just went and snatched it. So really proud of him, and that's what we got to have. Guys got to make plays, and like I said, we missed them. We missed them in the first half. We had a couple that were just screaming wide open, and we just didn't hit them. But we came back and hit them when it counted, and found a way to get a pretty good lead at the end of the game.
How frustrated did Taj look when he was kind of struggling there in the first half?
Oh yeah, he's frustrated. He's mad at himself. Taj is a perfectionist. That's the way he is at practice. That's the way he is all the time. He wants to. He can't stand when he feels like that he's made a mistake or something like that. But I just told him, hey, listen, go to the next play. And as I told Chad, listen, just keep calling the game. Just like we'll get him going. Just keep calling it exactly like we're calling it. Don't get frustrated. Let's don't get out of our plan. Let's stay with it. And that old boy's he's been around a long time, and he might be down here or there, a series here or there, but sooner or later he's gonna come. He's gonna get going. And I thought he was tremendous tonight. Ran the ball well too. Had some really good tough runs for us, but two huge throws. The turnover was a spark for us. We talk a lot about our plan to win, winning that turnover margin, having a couple more big plays in the opponent, making a difference in special teams, not having critical errors. And tonight, the turnover was huge because, again, I thought that was the key spark that kind of lit it for us in the second half.
Yeah, but talk about that sequence of
play there. When you went for it, it was 9-7. You're down a point. Could have kicked a field goal just before halftime.
Well, listen, we're on the road, and that's just confidence in my offensive line. And I thought we were running the ball effectively, really all night. We just didn't complement the run quite as well as we need to, with some just errant plays that really are extensions of the run that we just didn't execute quite as well as we needed to. But I just really didn't hesitate. I felt like that my defense was playing really good. We were down in there in pretty good field position, and I just thought it was an opportunity for us to get one right there, and we were able to get it done.
Yeah, but talking about
the Underwood play when everyone in the stadium thought it was a touchdown. He was out. Did you feel like that play that Vic made would end up turning the tide, because that was defining?
No question, huge play. And you got to get some breaks. Throughout your season, if you're trying to, have a great year, there's always a few breaks, and we got a couple breaks. There's no question about it. I called a timeout right before we threw a pick over there, because we didn't have the right situation. So that was a good timeout. It was a good break for us. And then guy stepped out of bounds. In fact, two different times. There was one right on our side, and he stepped out, but You know, that's a tough break for them and a good break for us, but again, you gotta get some of those along the way throughout the course of the season. That's just part of football. But that play by Vic Beasley was huge. You know, like I said, I thought that was the spark that really kind of got us going, and our offensive line went out and was able to capitalize.
Anything else? I will bring Taj Boyd in here, the other players will be outside.
Okay,